Hello, class of 2026, Dr. Richardson here. And I know this is not the way we were going to gather together today, but sometimes things don't always the way, sometimes doesn't always turn out the way we plan. However, we are all here together, and that is the main thing. So looking behind me, I always like to go to different places, like where would I go if I could go anywhere in the world? And today I actually want to go somewhere in our own backyard. This is in Georgia, and it's called Georgia's Little Grand Canyon. And I think it's really cool. I've never been here, and it's someplace that I am going to go to. I may even go during one of our breaks. And it is called Providence Canyon State Park, and it is located in Southwest Georgia. So just take a shout out, take a look see. I think that'd be a really cool and beautiful place. And then, like I said, it's in our own backyard. So last week we started this conversation about understanding your why. I've started the process of going into your reading classes and talking to you a lot more about what your interests are, what some of your personal qualities are, your values, those types of things, because all of those go into understanding your why. You're going to take an assessment test if some of you have time today in your Naviance to take the Career Cluster Finder. That is a wonderful key tool to help you to understand your why. So many of you will not have a why at this time. That's totally fine. You're in the process. It's the journey. So let's let the journey begin. So I'm going to read this. This is our opening circle. I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to ask for teachers to pause and let you guys talk about this as a class. If you could instantly become an expert in a subject, what would it be? And what personal quality do you appreciate most in a friend? So think about one of your friends. What personal quality do you appreciate the most? And as a class, you guys discuss what are personal qualities. What do you appreciate most in a teacher? And how about a student in the classroom, a fellow peer in the classroom? So teachers, pause the video and discuss these two opening circle questions. So the why, we're going to define this, but first you're going to watch a video. And after watching the video, what I want you to do is write in your journals. And I really do hope that you guys are taking the time to write some of these things down in a journal of some type, or you can discuss this as a class. What do you think, or what is your definition of why? And the second question is, how can discovering the why add meaning to someone's life? And at the close of this video, as a class, I want you to pause the video and give an example of a leader or someone who inspires you. And that means that they motivate you, they encourage you to challenge yourself and to accomplish whatever task is before you. So we're going to watch this video. This will give you a little bit better, clearer picture of what is the why.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amy Killen. I have my own medical practice, and I've been using Doodly now for a few weeks to create.
When you wake up every morning, what drives you?
If you want to live a life of success, a life of complete success, happiness and fulfillment, you must find your purpose. You see, if you don't know what your purpose is, if you don't know what drives you, what inspires you, then you have no reason to improve your life. How can you improve your life if you have no reason to improve it? Why do you do what you do? Why do you do what you do? What's the reason? Why do you exist? Do you know what it takes to be great? Are you willing to go that extra mile? I tell you time and time again, you will get tired. But if you have a why, we'll give you that extra strength, that extra foot you need That extra hour you need. The courage. Why are you different from everyone else who's trying to do the same thing you're doing? What makes you stand out? Why are you so important?
Find your why. Your why will pull you up when you feel like you don't have the strength to get up anymore. Your why will keep you fighting when everyone else thinks you are out for the count. Why? Who are you fighting for? What drives you?
Is your purpose your family? Is it to prove the doubters wrong? Is it to prove yourself right? What is your purpose? Write down your purpose. Carry it with you everywhere. Feel it deep and promise yourself every day you will live your purpose with zero excuses.
Somebody's waiting for you to mess up. Somebody's waiting for you to give up. Someone is waiting for you to fall. So when you're challenged by life, what are you gonna do? When you feel like you're at your lowest point in life, will you throw in the towel? Or will you make the moves to be successful? Don't look back. Just remember where you came from and let that drive push you to go forward. It's not always gonna be an easy road. And when you reach success, you won't take it for granted. You'll cherish those moments you had to go through, those moments you were without. And when you fall down, get back up, dust yourself off. You need to find something that drives you, something that no matter what happens, this part of you does not change. This drive in you does not change. This purpose never dies. No matter how many times life knocks you down, your purpose pulls you up every time. This is the reason I will fight for my dreams. This is the reason I will not take no for an answer. When it hurts, keep going. Those cloudy days, those storms, telling you to keep going. Those times in your life when you can't see how you're gonna make it. Some things you can't change. You just have to live with. But if you do have a choice, make the right choice. Your purpose is that one thing that lights you up. It's the one thing that will get you up early. That one thing. When you're doing it, time stops. Your purpose may be something you don't want. It may be seeing someone in your past and thinking, no matter what, I will ensure I never end up like that. Your purpose is always something that lights a fire in you. I will do this no matter what. My family is counting on me. My friends are counting on me. I am counting on me.
So watching that, did you guys find some different things that, some different values? I heard things, for example, friends, family, being counted on, being dependable, different things like that. Did you guys discover that as you watched the video? So as a class, how do you think discovering your why adds meaning? So come up with your definition and then give some examples. So discovering your why, there's many things that are encompassed in your why. Those are your values, and values are core beliefs that guide your action. For example, it could be honesty, determination, loyalty, generosity, social justice. What are some of your interests? And again, this is something we're going to talk about when you take that career cluster finder in Naviance. What are your interests? Identifying what they are. That's a part of creating your why. Your passions, what you like to do, what you pay attention to. Your personal qualities. Everybody has strengths. All of our strengths and talents are different. We need to look at our own personal talents and strengths, not somebody else's. Don't judge, no judging here, no judging allowed, but you're evaluating, you're looking within yourself and say, what am I, what are the things that I do that's really not that hard for me? Those are your personal qualities, your talents and abilities. For example, it could be leadership. That could be something you just naturally do, or you help people. Those are qualities. You make things, you create things, you could also be taking things apart and understanding how it works. Your dreams, those are all a part of your why, of discovering your why. Finding solutions. You see a problem and you're like, I want to solve this. That is a part of discovering your why. I like this quote. It's from Oprah Winfrey. There is no greater gift you can give or receive than to honor your calling. And that's your why, that's your purpose. It's why you were born and how you become most truly alive. And I would love it if you as a class would discuss this quote and what it means. So I'm going to give you some examples of some why statements. I've highlighted some words so you can scan through here. These are some action verbs or some different words that I just felt like will give you a little bit more of an understanding of what a why statement is. So these are some examples. Oprah Winfrey I think all of us know who she is. Hers is to be a teacher and to be known for inspiring my students to be more than they thought they could be. That one surprised me because I hadn't thought, she is definitely a teacher. Denise Morrison, she's the CEO of Campbell Soup Company. Hers is to serve as a leader, live a balanced life, and apply ethical principles to make a significant difference. Elon Musk, he's the CEO of Tesla. His is, if something is important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure. Walt Disney, his is pretty simple, founder of Walt Disney Productions, to make people happy. So those are some examples of why statements. Later on, as we go through this, I'm going to ask you to start to create yours. We're just finding the pieces right now to help you in that process of helping you to discover your why, your purpose, that thing that gets you up every day. So we're going to review some terms and review some things from last week. So this is the golden circle. And I think this is just a really simple way to break down and to begin your process of finding the why. Your why is in the center of this golden circle. And this is your purpose, cause, or belief. It's the very reason you were born. It's the very reason, it's the thing that gets you up every morning. It's the thing that keeps you going in challenging times. So the how, that's the way you do it. That's the process. That's what makes you unique and special. And then the what, that is what's going on. So for example, students, your why could be to become a musician and through your music to inspire others to feel peace. That could be an example of a why. And how you do it. Well, your what right now is in school, right? So your how could be to really in your music, to take music classes, and in those classes to learn how to write music. You could in your reading and your language arts, learn how to put words together, begin to write lyrics. You could have a band. There's just different things that you could be doing, different processes or things that make you special in your how, that you can be living out your why now while you're in school. And I promise you, once you start to operate in your why, your how, that's how you do school, how you study, how you pay attention, how you apply what you're learning, it will be a lot more meaningful to you. I'll give you another quick example. Let's say you want to find the cure for cancer because someone in your family has had cancer and you're in life science. Right now, you're probably learning about the cells and the mutation of cells and how they're made up. That's an important, so if that's your purpose, your why is to find the cure of cancer, then being in life science would probably have a lot more meaning for you. So this is the whole reason why we're talking about this, is because right now you're in middle school. You're learning so many skills right now that are critical for success in whatever career. math is a critical skill. You don't necessarily have to be good at it, but you need to learn it because you're going to apply some of those principles one day in almost all careers. Writing is critical, reading, being a good communicator, learning about the world. These are all critical skills. This is the how that one day you're going to utilize and do when you get to your what, which is your future career. So I'm going to give you an example from Miss Robinson. As many of you know, she is a reading teacher, so shout out to her. I had the privilege of going into her classrooms this week, and I got to, it was a wonderful experience. Her students are amazing. Some of the things that they came up with and are just incredible, but I really observed the way that she taught, and I learned a lot from just being in the classroom and being exposed to her. So she gave me permission to discuss this with you, to use this as her life as an example. So as I was watching her and evaluating her teaching style, I'm going to make a prediction that her why is inspiring others to serve their community so that together we can change the world for the better. So students, if you see her, talk to her about that and see if my prediction is correct. So how does she do it? And so I'm just going to show you how, or talk to you about how I saw her do it. And she organizes community outreaches. I've seen her do this all the time. She exposes students to community service activism. She elicits students' participation in community work. She has students write notes. She has students take things to the front office or student support. She has students sorting through things. That is actively engaging her students in her why. And what does she do? She's a teacher. So you see how that flows. You see how that she is living out her why in her role as a teacher. So now I'm going to let you guys do this as an activity. It's a class activity. You can do it with yourself or you can do it as a class. So I want you to take the time to think of someone. This is the why. Think of someone who inspires you. So take a second and think, who inspires me? I want you to evaluate, what are their personal qualities? What are the things that you see? Are they a leader? Are they helping people? Are they encouraging people? Are they supporting people? What are they doing that inspires you? What are their interests and passions? What do you hear them talking about? So at this time, once you've got that person in mind, predict what you think would be their why statement. So now that you've done that, the next thing you're going to do is your how. You're going to list the ways they live out their why. What do you see them doing that demonstrates their why? And then lastly, their what. Give their job or role in your life. It could be somebody from your family, or it could be somebody in your neighborhood or your faith-based organization. So just take the time, pause the video, and complete this activity. So what's in it for you? Why are we even talking about all of this? Well, when you find your why, your purpose, it provides meaning and clarity in your life. It helps you to focus. A lot of you says, I just can't focus. Well, if you can't focus, then maybe we need to talk about what is your why, because your why will give you clarity. It gives meaning to setbacks and challenges. Guys, we're in the middle of a pandemic now. We have a lot of things going on in our world, in our nation right now that is a little daunting, is overwhelming, is scary. It's sad. I mean, there's a lot of different emotions that you might be feeling now, but knowing what your why is, or developing your why, gives meaning to setbacks and challenges. It helps you to live a life with integrity. If you identify what your values are, honesty, family, if you identify what those are, then it's going to help you live a life true and close to those values, to live a life of integrity. And it helps you to live a healthier and longer life. So now we're going to go into the closing circle, and I'm going to read this, and then you as a class discuss. Name one core belief or value that is important to you. It could be important to one of your teachers, or it could be important to one of your friends. Think of somebody and just name one core belief or value that you feel is important. Name one interest that could be included in a why statement. For example, a cure for cancer, helping the homeless, organizing a better system. You like things to run smoothly and efficiently. You want there to be social justice. There's all kinds of different interests that could be included in a why statement. So I just wanted you to know that I have enjoyed this time with you, and I am looking forward to the next year and a half working more closely with each and every one of you and helping you to find your why. And next week we're going to talk a little bit more about the different components. So have a great day and a wonderful weekend.